So hey guys, welcome to the first session of the Android Study Jam. So this session is going to be conducted by none other than our Android campus facilitator, who is Aman Kumar, who was also the Android Study Jam facilitator last year from our campus. So today's session, he's going to teach you about KOTLIN, which has become the main language in recent times for Android development, and he's going to tell you about what are the benefits of using Kotlin and also the basic syntaxes about Kotlin. Also, this Android Study Jam is going to be split up into three sessions. Today is the first session. The other two sessions are on the 18th and the 19th on the same time. And they are going to be also about Kotlin basics intermediate and app development intermediate. So I hope that you enjoy this session. And without further ado, let's welcome Aman on the channel. So Aman, what's up? No, you're not audible. Your mic is off.
Yeah, wait a second. Am I audible now?
Yeah. Right now you're audible.
Yeah, right. So, yeah,
Oh
hi.
yes.
Uh,
So let me leave and let me tell people that the session has started. Okay. So
yeah,
you
cool.
start the best of luck.
Yeah, cool. So, let's begin the session, right? So, share the screen. Mm, okay, I hope my screen is visible. So, let's directly jump into the presentation, right? So welcome to Android Study Jams. This is going to be first session, right? This first session is all about Kotlin. So here we will talk about Android Study Jam, like what it is, how we can like get those badges and certifications, and yeah, right. And we will dive into the mysteries of Kotlin, right? So let's begin. So yeah, so what prerequisites you need, right? So like you need some basic computer knowledge, right? Like how to operate computer. That is quite thing I can expect from everyone, right? And the basic mathematical skills. So that will be also like not that much. That is basic mathematics and all that, right? Computer and a headphone. I guess if you are watching, you are already having that, and internet connection. Obviously, you are having, and Android device, right? So like whenever we build an application, we need an Android device or an emulator, which we'll be talking about like later on in the session. Uh, is needed, and a USB cable is like it's completely optional. Right? So let's begin. So yeah, what is Android strategy and why you are here? Like, what are your goals? What are your like, plans of achievement? Like, what will you achieve after fulfilling Android strategy? Right. So let's answer these questions. So why you are here, right? So why you are here? You are here to learn Android, and you are seeing that this is the basics of Kotlin. So you are having many questions like why we are going for Kotlin. We are here for learning Android and all. So we will try to answer this question, right? And next up, like what are your goals? So your goals should be to learn intermediate Android development. I will say like not that advanced, but yeah, you will get the notion. Like whenever idea comes in your mind, you can just convert into an application, right? And how do you plan to achieve them? So it is Android Study Jam that we are like plan that we will use to achieve those plans, right? So this is going to be a so the time span of this event is around 10th of January, where you will like have uh, a slides, I will say, a proper course, right, from Google that will help you achieving your goals. So we will just let me just jump into the course, right? So this is the course that I was like talking about just right now. So it is the basics of Android using Kotlin. So in this program, you will just have like we'll just have Kotlin basics, Android basics, how to connect to internet, how to build basic applications, how to navigate between screens. Like some basic applications you will be creating and getting a lot of knowledge to build something for yourself, right? So what is units right now? So let's talk about unit. So this course is divided into several units. After completing each unit, you will be rewarded by a badge, and that badge will be rewarded on your Google developers profile, right? And so yeah, in each unit you will have pathways, right? Multiple pathways. Pathways can be videos, can be code labs, can be quizzes. After completing entire section, you will be awarded by a like once you complete the quiz, to be honest, you will be awarded by a badge that will be sent to your developer profile, right? This is something like quiz will be there will be like MCQs and like multiple selects and sometimes fill in the blanks and all. So just complete these and earn badges that you can literally flaunt on every social media and everything, right? So yeah, so you will have a developer profile at Google. It will be a public profile. You can share its link in your resume and all, and people will get to know that yeah, you know Android, right? So let's begin. Let's begin. So what is actually Kotlin programming language and why we are actually right now studying Kotlin? So the thing is, and there's a application called Android Studio. I will just like quickly show how to install it, and in there you have like two options to create an Android application. You can choose two languages. One is Java, obviously, and another is Kotlin. And Kotlin is the official language of development. So we are going with Kotlin, and Kotlin got a huge advantage over Java that I will like just talk in a minute. And it's like quite easier to learn, and you will just like in these three sessions, right? In these 3 days, I can show you can make Android applications, right? So it's that easy. So yeah. So where will you learn Android? Wait a second. For that, we have Kotlin Playground. So this is something called Kotlin Playground. Just Google Kotlin Playground, and you will be having this editor open. So in this editor, you can just write simple Kotlin codes and just increase your Kotlin knowledge. So this is something that we will be using today to learning the basics of Kotlin. And this is the course that link I will just provide you in a minute in chat, I guess, right? So this is pretty much, and yeah, Android Studio now. So what is Android Studio? As it says, it's the official tool for building Android applications. So it like it get everything that you will need even in your professional journey of as an Android developer. It got everything that you will need. Even in industries, people use Android Studio, and the applications that Android applications you are seeing like in these days, most of them are built in Android, and yeah, is using this very editor. It is built. So we will just simply download this editor, right? So like for downloading this editor, again, just Google download Android Studio, and you will be providing a page like this, and just go and click on download Android Studio, and you will be having that Android Studio here. Yeah. So it's pretty easy to install. I think so. Let's not waste time in doing so. And next thing is Android emulator. So what is an Android emulator? So like if you have done web development, you need a web browser, right? You need a web browser to run your code, to see what exactly your code is doing. So that is the same case with Android, right? In Android, you are writing some code and now it's testing time. So we will use emulator or Android application that Android mobile that I will just tell you how to configure your Android device itself to work as an emulator so that you will not get any lags or something. And Android emulator is a pretty big application to be. precise I can say. It will consume a lot of resources, so it's recommended that you have an Android device and USB cable obviously, and use your Android device for doing the same, right? So yeah, right. So let's begin. What is UI? So what is UI? Whatever you are seeing in your like Android screen, right? Whenever you are opening an application, you are seeing something like an article is given here, and like pictures and all those are the part of user interface. Like this is something that user interacts with, but there is a code obviously user is not interactive with like there is a logic, like when you go to a Facebook and click on a like button, then a post is liked, right? So yeah, there is a logic, uh, we will be learning both UI and the logic part in this session. So what is the big term called layout? What is layout? So in Android development, say layout is a container. Whatever you are seeing on your screen, say whatever it is, the background of it, say the background of it is a layout on which there are multiple views. You can see there's an image, there's a text, anything. Those are views, and those are pasted over a layout, and that layout is works as a container, which contains those views and displays it to the user. So yeah, and the the images, the text that I was talking about are actually views, and those views actually is what you see, right? So we will learn about multiple views and multiple layouts in this session, like in coming sessions also. So yeah, so let's begin. So the views actually, yeah. So views can be buttons, image views, text views. Yeah, so we will have everything. Don't worry, like if it's confusing. So we will cover everything. So yeah, yeah. So let's begin. Let's begin. Okay. So we have this, like I just talked about this course of Android Basics in Kotlin, which is provided by the Google. So let me just give you the link. You can access it by yourself. Right. So this is the link. This is the link. Right. This is the link that you will need to go for, like, for the studies, for the study instance of Android. Right. Obviously. Yeah. Right. So hmm, so pretty much of it. And now let's get to the course once. Like, let me tell you how it is. So there's a unit. Say this is a unit on Kotlin basics. In this unit, you will learn, like, there are pathways, right? Pathways. First pathway is like introduction to Kotlin. That will we will be doing today, and like how the basics of Kotlin, like a basics of any language. If you like, haven't done a language before, that won't be an issue. We will be covering everything in just like layman terms and from very scratch, that you can like literally do even if you don't have any programming experience, right? So uh, this is how something like a pathway will look like. In this pathway, we will learn the basics of introduction to Kotlin. Like there's a video. You can see there's another video, and there's a code lab. Code lab where you can, like, just if you are going the code lab, you will have something like it's written like what are the prerequisites, and what are the things that you have to done, how to run your first Kotlin program, what is Kotlin playground, everything that you need is in this course. And at the end of every course, there's a quiz. Once you done the once you like get a good marks in this quiz, you will be rewarded with this particular badge, and this badge will be like available in your Google developer profile. So yeah, so this is pretty much of this course. There are multiple pathways, just like this. There are multiple pathways. You can learn just Kotlin basics, layouts, navigation, connecting to internet, data precision, work manager, and all. There are a lot, and you got limited time, right? So if you want, if you want a certificate, right? If you want a certificate, then this course have a certificate, and once you can just finish all the pathways, you on all the badges, you are eligible for a certificate, eligible for a certificate, and you will provide it with one. And yeah, and for the deadline of the certificate is around like it is 10th of January. Try and finish this. This is like really helpful if you want to learn Android development. So this is it. This is the intermediate course. I will like say you can make applications using this this particular course, right? So yeah, we are done with the course, we are done with everything. So yeah, this is Android Studio that I was like talking about. Just install it. Yeah, but take care of a thing. Take care of a thing. It's like it's system requirements, yeah, right? So it is a lot. It is an application which is heavy. So just go through this once. Like 8 GB of RAM is like minimum of 8 GB of RAM that you will be needing. 8 GB of creative storage speed, like a good Intel processor, I will say. Like i5 is enough. i5 is enough. Ryzen 5 is also good. Ryzen 5 is also good, and like yeah, Windows 8, 10, 11, whatever it is. Yeah, and same goes with the Mac and Linux. You can simply check your specifications before installing it, because it's a pretty big application. So yeah, so that is all. Let's now begin with Kotlin. Yeah, so whatever you are seeing on your screen right now is the Kotlin, is the basics of Kotlin, right? And in here, if if we can just see, so this is a code. This is a code, right? Yeah. So this is a comment given here, and this is a function. The function is like what is a function actually? Kotlin is a functional language. First, we need to know, and what is a function? Function is anything that has a precise value, like it does a precise job, and a set of code is given to do a task. So we define it as a function, and like in this function, this is the main function. Main function is the entry point of any Kotlin or any Kotlin program. So from the main function, the execution of the program begins. And here you can see in the main function there is a code called print ln. It actually, what it does is like it prints whatever you have written in this codes on your console. So this is a console. Console is something where you get your output of your program. So yeah, and the keyword you can see here, this is called a keyword. Keyword is fun. Fun means like fun is fun, but this is here for function. So yeah, this is a keyword. Yeah, so this is a keyword one that is used for declaring a function in Kotlin. So now let's see how do we declare variables. That is the most important thing. So in Kotlin, actually there are two main keywords again to declare a variable. One is val and another is val. Yeah, right. So now go with val. So val is something. Val is a variable, but it's not. It's a value. You can say it's a value because you cannot further change once you declare it. Once you declare it, like say a is equals to 5, right? And so now the value 5 of a is is fixed. You cannot change it. If you just want to print a, it will say that it is 5. It is 5. And if you are trying to just give it another value, say 3, right? A is now 3, let's say. So it throws an error that value cannot be reassigned. So what can be reassigned is a var. So var is a variable. So a variable can be reassigned easily, right? And now if we just run this code, this is a is 3. So this is val and var, and you can see we are actually at the time of declaration of a var we are providing it with the value. But many times this will happen, like whenever you are doing a code, you are making an application, there are some values that you need to fetch from, say, internet, or there are some values that will take some time to load, and those values you don't have. So how can you initialize in that case? In that case, we can just say it's late in it. So now what will it is that we will provide the value of variable a lately, but in that case you need to just specify the data type. And this is how in Kotlin we specify the data type to a variable or a value that says that, yeah, hey, a is an integer. And yeah, whenever we are initializing lately, say, like here we are initializing a, so it has to be a type of integer, as we have said, like, yeah, we will need a variable a that will be type of integer. So when we run this, okay, we will get an error. Latent modifier is not used in local variables. So actually, what it is, what it is, let init, we cannot create a let init as a local variable. What is meant by a local variable? Say something, a class. If there is a class and class got us some name, say my name is a class, my name is a class, and it can have some member functions. Remove this let init from here. So it get some member functions, say let init, mm, let init say my name, and this is of type string, and let in it say my age. So this is gonna be a integer, right? And there will be some functions, say function called display name. This function will return, it will take, say, uh, not display name, display name works fine. So be it will be returning you a string that will say, hey, your name is something called my name. Okay. That is it. So this function will literally give like display your name, right? So this is how you use late in it. But if you are currently using it as like this, it will throw error because your name is not containing any value. But let's fix this up. Yeah, so this will be it. So the late init variables are not containing any value, so you will need a constructor or something before calling the class, and then you can just pass your name and age. So if this might seem confusing, so we will talk about this later on. And so now, yeah, we were here, like, what is a var, what is a val, what is a late init. We got it, like, how a late init is used. Yeah, and we also get our first error saying, like, late init cannot be used as local variables. So it are like inside your function, whatever variables you are creating are like local variables, and those have to be like those have to have a value, uh, like yeah, so those have to have a value. So this is about a declaration of a variable. Declaration of a variable. Next up, we have like basic arithmetic operations. Say like we got another val. Say val b is 5. Basic arithmetic operation actually means like a plus b. And it will give you 9. So it is 9. And so like yeah, plus minus yeah, minus one, and like or other basics, divide, multiply, and all is possible. That is basic. That is basic. I can like, expect anyone like yeah, you know these things, what is basic arithmetic operations, right? So this is it. Next up we have something called like strings that we have already seen. What is a string? So again, let's see it in the uh, there's a dollar sign I was using, what it is about. So let's declare a val. Let's declare a val called my say, and let's name it as a age. Say Johnny, oh, your age is 5. Yeah, so definitely that won't be a case. Age won't be 5. So let's edit it to like 18. You're just adult. You're just adult. So say my age, right? My age is a string like tell my age. Tell my age. So this string will be just saying like yeah, hi, your age is, and this is a special thing here. Like you can do it like that also. So this is a dollar sign. What is a dollar sign? In in different languages, when you are trying to concatenate a string with a value, then you are just like concatenating with like having some functions or other like you can just append some like plus sign, and then you can add your variable. In Kotlin, what we do is like if there's a variable that needs to be printed with your string that you are seeing, we generally use this dollar sign. Following this, we just say age, right? So this is a variable. This age is a variable. So your age is this. So let's print tell my name, tell my age, tell my age, tell my age, and your and yeah, hi, your age is 18. And so this is how see this entire block is replaced with 18. So this is how you deal with strings in Kotlin, right? So yeah, so things to notice here. See, there is no semicolon, right? So yeah, welcome to Kotlin. The like when I was like just studying Kotlin, and I got to know that it does not contain semicolons, and then I was pretty happy that yeah, we will be getting rid of that that creating this special thing at the end of every command. Also for the Python lovers, yeah, Python lovers, this also works. There is no indentation, right? Right. So yeah, this is pretty good. I like that. And yeah, so we have like known what is how to declare a variable, what is a string. Now let's get into what are different data types. Right. In see here another thing. We are just declaring val. We are not telling the compiler, hey, this tell my age variable is a string type. Variable is like compiler is getting by own like yeah, this is gonna be a string. This is gonna be a string as is containing in double quote loan, right? So like yeah, this is how smart Kotlin it is. You are not like in Java. If you are planning to do Android dev, then you have to explicitly write string tell my name is equals to this, all that thing is not mandatory over here. Yeah, but obviously, if you're like if you're saying that yeah, I gonna be sure like this is it is it a string that this is gonna be a string, but yeah, this you can also provide its data type, explicitly define it. So yeah, this if we define it as a string, compiler will like no yeah this is a string, and compiler not have to do logic by its own. So there are multiple data types, right? There is a string that we are seeing right now on our screen, right? On our screen, there can be different test case scenarios that like, we need a double. You can say for double, say my CGP, right? So my CGPA, you won't be getting a CGPA in integer, right? It's not gonna be 10 for always, right? It will be something like 9.2 or 9.1, and this will be a double. This will be a double. Say there's a point in between, and yeah, 9 is easy to get. Yeah, easy to get when there's online exams, right? I hope so. This is going to be the case of the exam, but we are not sure. You're not sure, then this will just convert into 7. This is going to be offline test. Yeah, so that is it. That is pretty much of a data type called double. Double, there are multiple data types. And there are data types like unit, unit, and different things. Right? Unit is something that is not having a data type. It's like a void, right? A void data type. So there are multiple data types. So um, once we will start exploring it, we will get to know about different data types. Once we will get into Android Studio. Yeah, this is Android Studio, guys. So yeah, this is it. That this is a project, yeah, right? That we will be building. This is the project that we will be building in our coming sessions. So let me give the overview first. Give an overview. So, item. It is basically application in which you will be provided with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H to Z. And when you click on a item or letter, you will say A, and that letter will provide you list like say yeah it will provide you data in the same manner like A for apple, B for ball, and that is the thing that is quite interesting. Whenever you are learning Android development, just create an application and give it to kids in your house like hey everybody take this. It's easier now. You don't need to remember A for apple, just click in here and you will get A for apple, right? So like it is a pretty basic application, I can understand, but yeah, it get huge. You can see the number of files opened up here is pretty much. So for the basics, it will be a good project, I can say. It will be a good project for your first Android development journey, right? So this is it. We were discussing about the basics of basics of uh, Kotlin, right? Basics of Kotlin. So next up, let's create a function. Say fun, and this function will literally do like it will say R18. So just name it R18, right? So this is a function. This function will 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 actually take a variable like say what we are doing is like array18 needs a parameter. What parameter? It needs the age. Like are you 18 say, plus to be more sensible. So yeah, so are you 18 plus function will take a parameter. Which parameter? It will take your age. It will take your age to determine whether your age is greater than 18 or not. So that for that we need a age, right? A age, and it it will say yes or no. A yes or no is something that got two values, yes or no, obviously. So it is a boolean. Boolean in boolean we will be having true or false. Those two things. So let's define its return type. Whatever you are writing, like after the first bracket is closed for a function, that will be its return type. So say it's boolean, that it will return a boolean that yeah, if you are 18 plus or you are not. So these are the two cases. And let's so this is a easy function. So that will just get if is a conditional statement that will tell if that is true, then it returns true, and if like that is false, that the parameter the parameter inside this bracket say like age is greater than equal to 18. If this is the case, then we will return true, like yeah, yes, you are 18, you are. And if this is not the case, if this block of code is not executed, this doesn't return anything. We can use else, or simply to return false, but let's use a return statement else. That means you are not 18, you're not 18. In case in that case this guy is gonna return false. So it is pretty much of it. Let's call this function like r2 18 plus, and this will take your age. Say your age is 15, then you won't be here in engineering, but yeah, just say age is 15. The age is 15, and when we run this program, it says false. Yeah, or you can just customize it with some string. Let's customize it. Right, customize it. So, so yeah, or if this is not the case, so 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 if yeah, you are great buddy. So that is it. If but if you are like 23, 23, like 10, yeah, you are 18 plus. So this is pretty much a conditional statement. Say, but see here, there is a single case that we are dealing with. That is, are you 18 plus? There can be multiple cases that you gonna need to check from the age, from the age. So in that case, we will be using something. With this. In that case, we will be needing something called a when statement. When is if you are like uh, if you are like acquainted to programming, when is nothing but a switch case, right? It's a switch case, but in Kotlin it is called when. When it's quite easy to remember. Easy to remember. Say. Um, what can we say? Let's name a function. Let's name a function. The function will do like function will do uh, are you senior? What this function is do, it will just check are you senior function will check which which year you are in, like are you like first year, second year, third year, fourth year. So there can be four cases, right? You can see there can be four cases. And so let's build this. Then we will be having some customized methods. So we will just declaring the return type string. Again, it will take your year, right? It will take your year. and when your year is something, so there can be four cases, right? And cases are defined like something like this. This one, right? You can be in first year, second year, third year, or say simply fourth year. This will be, yeah, fourth year, or else. Yeah, like what can be the else statement over here? Let's say you are willing to come in this college. That's a thing. That's a thing. Like, say you customize these two, and just let's write something. Let's write something. See, if there's a single statement, let's try this one. Let's try this one. Say, say, uh, you are like, say, congrats, you are in your, say, first year. That's proud. You are not a senior yet. So this is something, then this is something that we can simply display when you are in your first year. So we are learning the just copy pasting. uh, mm, or you can say in else statement we generally define something that is error. Say that value is something called 5. Like in engineering, obviously you are not BTech, obviously you are not in your fifth year. So say, oops, something went wrong. Something went wrong. Just say someone gives -1, like in first year he got math, something like that. So that is a false statement. And next, let's customize like congrats, you're in your second year. Um, what can we customize for this message? If you're in second year, few people think you are a senior, but you're not. See, this is a message. Say, and in here, um, yes, you are. Yes, you are. And in this, like this, okay, third, third, and this is fourth, and like if you are not, then like who else can be, right? So this is something like a function. Say this is a pretty simple function that actually does nothing at all. Just says, checks which year you are studying. Let's try to run. Just hope that we're not getting any such exceptions. One thing I can just literally show you, you don't need these braces. You don't need these braces that like this. If there is a single return statement, you can just define something like this. Like you can simply or create a function, to something like this. Let's hope we are not. Let's hope we don't get like a like a error. Let's hope so. Let's run it. So yeah, without any errors, we have successfully compiled it. So it is saying, yeah, congrats, you are in third year, and yes, you are. Yes, you are. What? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are. You are a senior. Say it like that. And yeah, you are getting the response. And say for those who are in first year, you just modify this and run this, and so you will like, yeah, you are not a senior yet. So this is basic of conditional statement. This is basic of conditional statement that we have done. You can see it. Next up, we need some loops. Some loops. What is a loop? Say we are trying to display a table. A table. What is a table? What is a table? Table is nothing but a table, a mathematical table that I'm talking about. Say like another function. See here, now for every purpose we are making function, and this is what it is recommended that don't bloat your main function, or whenever you are in Android Studio, there's something called activity that we will talk in our next session. So like how your your main function is your entry point in your Kotlin code. In Kotlin code in Android Studio, your on create function or any activity. This is an activity. For any activity, your on create is your entry point. So this is recommended that you don't load your entry point with like a lot of codes, a lot of code. So for that we simply functionalize our code. Say like for everything that we need, we make a function. We make a function. I guess that is clear. That is clear. And we would like to print table. Just say print say display table. Display table will take a number. Like you cannot have a table of 2.5. Like you can have, but we simply don't have that, so we will define it as an integer. We get this as an integer with capital I. And let's not define a return type. Let's not define a return type. This is a display function. So this display function itself like should be capable of displaying the table. So yeah, we will be incorporating this print statement in this function. This function, right? So right, like, but if you want to display a table, what will you do? You won't be doing it like two times one is two, and two twos are two, four, and two threes are six, and you won't be writing in different print statement. Like, that will be a hectic task. So for that, if something is repeatedly happening, and we can simply like automate that thing. We use some loops are nothing but like if something is repeating tasks, and with the very let's say the very minute differences that can be treated as a variable, so that we actually do in a loop. So just say two twos are just we are like doing. So for that we need a variable, say just say item, or like C++ fan or something like a programming fan. Just you can just look at I, look all this begins with I. But yeah, in development we prefer to have some sensible names, right? So item is in one to number, not number 1 to 10. Obviously we're not, right? 1 to 10, we'll just simply print ln, print ln, say your number. You have seen this dollar number times your item, item is equals to, see, if there is a simple arithmetic logic, or like there's a class, and for that class you need to get some variable. You cannot do it like number dot here, right? Like if you're getting my point, you just cannot multiply it, like not just multiply sign over here. That won't work. That won't work. So for like simple arithmetic operations, we need to give these curly braces. After that, we can just simply do our calculation, whatever we want. It's item, right? So remove this print statement. We don't wanna know that whether you are seeing or not. Now we want to display the table. So just call the function display, not its name, the table. Obviously, that is what we define, and that will take a parameter. That will take a parameter, which is the integer type parameter. So that will say, let's print a table of two. Print a table of two, and when we run it, we will get the table of two. See, like two ones are two, two twos are four, two, whatever it is, whatever it is. Even like you can get table of 23. That is quite difficult. Yeah, so this is how you can use a loop. You can use a loop, and yeah, this is pretty much some basic stuff that you will be needing for creating your first Android application. So, please know all those. So like if you are acquainted with any programming language, so then it might feel something like a boring thing. But yeah, just get to know with the syntax, how we are doing things, how we are like literally using this equal to sign instead of the curly braces, or like how this print is working. Actually, this is for loop. So how this for loop is actually working. So this is it. This is it. This is it. See, like there's no semicolons. Right. There are things that you need to know. Like if you are in programming, and if you are not in programming, then yeah, you learn all of these. And it's pretty easy. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. Next up, what can we do? What can we do? Like containers, such as array list or something. Let's define an array list. Let's define an array list. Won't be taking this session for long. Like the Kotlin basics is something that you will get to know whenever you are starting with your Android project. Like languages like that. Whenever you are starting a tech, you go with the some basics, and then the advanced concepts come into the picture once you start building something, some websites, some applications, some models, artificial intelligence, whatever it is. So that comes like the hard part of the learning of any language will be there. So let's just simply do this array list, and then we will directly jump into Android Studio. I can understand that most of us don't have right now Android Studio, so like if you're facing any difficulty installing it, then ping me, and like yeah, we won't be doing any coding in Android Studio today, but we will just see what it is. Just say these are like functions where you define that there is an array of array list of string, and that string contains, say, like I already said that will have some sensible names, and we are using this. That is not good. Say that is like animals, and those animals will be like cow, uh, or say, or the thing, maybe whatever it is. So this is the list of animals. Like also we can have dog. Why to discriminate them? Yeah. So these are the list of animals. Like some. So for animals, you can like you how can you get like cow? So indexing in programming languages start with zero. Start with zero. Most of the programming languages. This is the same case with Kotlin. Again, here the indexing is like starting with zero. Right. So if we are about to get the first thing from that, so just animals, I guess we are defined, yeah, and is zero. That most probably print a array list. Okay, so if we are missing off, this is the keyword of defining an array list. Now we are getting cow, right? But we can also like traverse it. There are like multiple functions. Like if you say dot, like yeah, we will be getting a list of functions that are available with the array list. Like you can add something, you can remove something, you can get the size of it, you can do multiple things. Do multiple things. Okay, so like if you want to traverse animal, like not an animal, like the entire list of animals, so we can just say item in animal, right? And this item will automatically take the value and take the type of whatever the array list is of. So this item is nothing but a string. This item is nothing but a string. So like we just simply, if we just want to print all the animals, we can just simply print like it's a string. So just simply given item will do. Given item will do. So yeah, see all the items account like listed. Yeah, like multiple ways of printing it. For loop is a way, or we can simply and let's start for there is forage loop that will do the same thing. So not getting into much details over there. Right. So this is how you can. This is pretty much basics of Kotlin, because we have already crossed hour discussing the things. Let's quickly jump into our Android studio. Let's close this project. Let's close this project. So this is how Android Studio will look. This won't be there, but this is how Android Studio will look when you first open, like when you first download it. So like this is the link. This is the link of downloading it. Hoping that you will be meeting your minimum criteria for the installation of the software, and you will install it. And this is how we create a project. This is how we create a project. We can get it directly from VCS, open something that is in our system, or we can create a new project. So this is something we will be doing, and there are like multiple different like templates. You can say templates of creating, like if you are like going with compose activities, and this is something. If you are like having a map view, like something like you're building something like Uber, you can use this. But for now, and like always, most of the times we use empty activities. So like we can learn all the things that are like pre-written over here by ourselves, right? So clicking on next, we will be provided with a screen like this. So yeah, screen like this. So this screen will have something like this. So So um, okay, okay. Am I audible? Am I audible? I don't think I'm audible. Okay. Am I audible? Is there someone can confirm? Am I audible? Okay. There is a lag or something. Am I audible? Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay. I guess I am audible. I'm audible. I'm audible. So let's jump back into this. Jump back into this. Yeah. So this is something that you will be provided. You will be provided with. So once you choose your this empty activity, you provided a string like that. There's a name. What is the name? What is the name? Name will be something that your application is called, like Zomato. Say, this is the name. This is the name. This is the name. And there is a package name. What is a package name? Package name is something when you are trying to publish your application on some services like Play Store, then your application in there will be recognized by this package name. Like this is something your application is in the eyes of Google, and that will something that you will need, like many times when you are like doing Firebase, you need a package name. You always need a package name. So make it like that. We will just name this for A for like, if we can just simply we cannot use question mark. A for if this is our application name, we will be using this application name as we are like using A for apple and B for ball, I think. So this is will be sensible name. And next up, language section, you can see there are two options. Leave the package name as it is. Save location is your preference. Next up, we have language section. In language section, we will be having like Kotlin is selected by default. Hmm, I would suggest leave it like that. But you can, if you know Java, you can also build your applications in Java. But Android says Kotlin first, and yeah, you can like literally half your lines of code. The application of Zomato got a pretty huge number of lines in their application, and then they like then Kotlin become the language of official language of developing Android, and they switch their entire application to Kotlin. The Zomato application that you are like seeing today is like most of the codes there are rewritten in Kotlin. And once they like did that, they are like I guess I'm audible now. I don't know till how you like learned or something. Uh, sorry for the audio disconnection. Sorry for the audio disconnection. I guess like from like 51 minute I when I checked we were I was audible. I was audible. So like in last session we have done with the Android Studio thing. So like I will repeat in next session. No issues with that. No issues with that. So let me wrap it up. Wrap it up. So yeah. So have a good evening or have a good night. With this. So yeah. Bye 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 bye. We are ending this broadcast.